In today's video, we will be building out the perfect city, going over agriculture, trade, tier 1, 2, and 3 efficiencies, and how to properly rotate your crops and produce everything that you need to make a ton of money. And if you like long-form movies and want to help me achieve my goal of 100,000 subs so I can go full-time, think about subscribing. Let's get started.
Miałem kiedyś świnię, a moja świnia śpiewała mi piękną muzykę, pewnie goń jednak zniknęła i od tamtej pory płaczę. Życie bez świni to nie życie, to wyrok więzienia. Moja dusza woła teraz pustą, głuchą nicość.
Alright, so we're going to be starting a new game with Baldy McBaldbald, and we're going to be building the perfect city. Now, the best place, or one of my favorite places to build, is Lake Lim and Neswitz. But we're going to build something pretty phenomenal here, so let's get to it on the normal difficulty. So we're going to take a peek and see what we got. We may re-roll until we get what we want. Ignore the ox, it has problems. Got some throbbing thingy going on there. But what we're looking for is all the things in the right. This is actually perfect. We have animals and we have mushrooms. So what I wanted to do was actually build all my veggies and everything right here in this setting. Then you have all this wood here, all this space back here. But primarily what I was interested in is creating an empire of food. Now, a couple of things. We can come in and immediately start looking. Okay, so over here is where we're going to have our mushrooms. So what I'm going to do visually is just put a road right here. And this is going to help me when I'm placing things later. 47, we didn't kill anything. Very good. See, we got all our berries there. And we have our animals right here. So this is the edge that I want to use when determining households. Now this is the easy part. Kind of, actually, I should say. Because we do have all this stuff in the way. That's great is we have all our wood right here. So we'll probably be able to get our first family pretty quickly. So once more, I am going to use this road that I place to place. We're going to kind of go out of order here. I typically don't do a forager hut right off the bat, but I'm going to do it in this case because it's going to really help with the build. And then, yes, we'll have a road. So what I want to do here in this situation, and you're not going to be able to completely replicate what I'm doing, but I'm going to teach you some concepts that are pretty cool, is we're going to place a granary back here in this little area. It's going to feed into all the veggie plots and everything that's coming off of this. The granary will fit right back here. Perfect. And we're only going to need one in this location. So what we're going to do is take the only tool you need in this game, which is the corpse pit. And we're going to find the shortest distance that we can get, which is right about here. And we're going to hammer out 2 corpse pits. Now 2 corpse pits is a pretty ideal size for any plot. And we're going to want 8 of these. So we're going to have 1 here, and all the way around are going to be our veggies. So I was hoping to, and let's measure this out, right? So we got 1, 2, and 3. So these are going to be perfect for all of our fruit-bearing trees. Now what I also want to do is figure out the maximum distance here. We're going to get that out, okay? And you can see we can actually get away with quite a bit. So we got 1 over here, got 1, 2, okay, perfect. So what we're gonna do is this is gonna be where we plant our trees. Ba-boom, ba-boom. So the trees can be pretty darn big. Now we're gonna plant apples and pears in the 2 big ones, and quinces in the small guy, just for a little bit of variety. But the pears and apples we're gonna sell. So that's why you see me doing this crazy, crazy big little setup that you see here. Okay, so now we have those apple areas out, and we have just 1 granary. It's going to be more than enough in this location. This will be perfect. And then we're going to hammer out, as you can see, the remaining area. So these are all going to be basic veggie plots. And we're going to have to kind of build this as we go. But I can get a good portion of the design out. Now, what's kind of cool about this, as you can see, we can have all our food in one area. Have granary here, potentially even an extra granary in the corner area here. Because I'm most likely going to have another granary right here and have more veggie plots going out. The idea here is that we're going to have massive trade based upon all of this. That's another thing too, is I want to put a trade center potentially right here in my industry, following, probably do like chickens and stuff like that around these bends. So this will work out pretty darn well. But this is going to be an interesting little design. But we need to get started on some of the first houses, it looks like. So we're going to place our first house like this. And this is going to bring in quite a bit. I'm trying to use the more historical design if I can. Turn off the snap to road tool. Ooh, look at that. We can build around it. Alright. We'll have to wait just a tad. Now what I'm thinking we're going to do is place the logging camp literally right here. It's a good spot for it. We could even do industry on the other side. We'll cut down some stuff over here. We're going to prioritize that. We're also going to get up a pitching post here. Order ourselves another ox. Unpause the game. Let them kind of get to work. I guess, realistically, we just need to start building. So I'll go ahead and get out the apple orchard first. So this is going to be a rather large one. You can see that's a pretty good cut right there. Apples, you don't need to optimize too much. They usually harvest like every other tree. And they do a pretty good job. Same with trees are like one of the easiest things to do and not have to optimize too well. Here we go. Not enough goods. Okay. Yeah, we kind of messed up with the forager shack. I can actually cancel that. But we have the spot for it now, so that's all that matters. And there we go. Get this guy out. Okay, cool. So we'll get those built. And let's speed this up just a tad bit. Great as we have, like I said, everything in one area. So we got meat and we got mushrooms over here. This is beautiful. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll have a little bit more. So I think that these are going to be quite honest, we're probably just going to sell carrots at first, maybe some cabbage. So this will be what we eat. This will be probably what we eat, a little bit of selling. And then we'll probably do a bunch of other plots for some of the trade. Now, the trade should be in this location here. That's what we're going to do. And I'll hold this for trade buildings. All right, cool. We got the building up. Let's get 3 people in the logging camp. And I already kind of messed up. Probably could have got family in by April. But slow on the draw. This is looking pretty good. Yeah, this is exactly 2 corpse pits right here. So we can get 2 more plots right here. That gives us 4 plots for food. All right, upgrade that plot. We'll upgrade this plot when we get 2 more wood. Boom. And if you're faster than what I am, you can easily get your 6 family on the April. That's okay. It's all good. All right, so we're going to move the hitching post to the other side. Now that we got all these gents going, this is great. Just get another house up right here. Now we'll have to do the complete road to get the snap right. And it's cool by having the roads in between houses. It does give you a lot of logistic points. Move around. This is a little inefficient. This is actually kind of crazy inefficient because I have to walk so far, but it's okay. I'm just going to let it happen. I'm going to go for that more organic look. This guy down here is looking pretty good. And like I said, these are going to be our early game feeders. And then we're going to have some big ones for trade. In fact, we might even, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to pause real quick. Okay, so now we can actually get our berry guy. And as you can see, we got a good area here. So I'm just going to put a road around this. We still got the 147. Perfect. And what we're going to do now is plot out our money makers. Okay? The money makers, you can see the road is right here. We're going to use double corpse pits here. Okay. So this is actually in this corner here. This is the ideal location for chickens and pigs and all types of stuff. And the perfect width is a corpse pits. So we already have it. That's going to give us exactly burgage plant with a backyard extension. And the same thing over here. So this is where we're going to place the majority of those buildings. And we just need to base it off of this. And I'll do my little boardwalk thing that I like to do. Pretty it up, and I'll show you guys how to do boardwalks. Perfect. All right, so we pre-plan that area. We're pre-planning our additional plots for future veggies. I'm just going to do the middle house first. Gonna get them. Oh, that's a bad one. Sometimes you just need to make sure coming in at the right angles. Or little placeholders here. Okay, and now we can build the other guys on either side. That way I can just use one house to hold it. And so we just have the one granary in the design. We'll probably do two. To be quite honest, now that I'm looking at it. And let's actually get up one granary here. I'm going to destroy this road. We're not going to actually build this granary. But I'm going to place it back to back. I think two granaries here is smart. Let's give a wide berth in the road to make it easy to place this. Ba-boom, ba-boom. Okay, so yeah, two granaries in here. They are running out of food. We're going to put a high priority on the forager hut. We're off to a really good start, though. I will say that. I personally think we are. We have two living spaces for people. I'm going to let them kind of catch up. We should... Oh, wow. We missed out even in April. That's what happens when you're me. And you just get all caught up in the pretty. I put two people into cutting wood. And just the new feature now, protect resource area. You supposedly don't have to worry. Supposedly. So we're going to let them go. Okay. Get a granary worker. And yeah, we're going to have a trade post here. And what I think we're actually going to do, come over here, place a market square in this cool little corner here. That's 28 stalls. And a well. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we could actually put more stuff here. So let's do the well right here. So this is going to be the trade post area. We're going to focus on agriculture. Beautiful. Okay. So the forager's up. Let's get one person in there. Okay, we're a small village now. And meat, I'm going to get him right here. We don't want to build so close that we, push it away. Let's get the meat going. Two types of food. Get the extension on that house. We have ourselves a marketplace and a granary right here. This is beautiful. This is a good setup. So the next step is getting firewood and a storehouse up. So what I'm thinking is we need kind of an industry area. And I actually do like the general vibe of this spot here. So we're going to place road like such. We're going to kind of like tilt it in. There we go. And we're going to build a storehouse. Okay, so the trade post is going to be here. Build our storehouse right here. Nice. And let's actually just get the trade post up so it's not eating up room. I'm going to put the trade post right across from the granary. Same road as the storehouse. And we're going to get up our artisan houses right here for bow making and things like that. Get 3 of those. And that's like our joiner, our bow maker, all that jazz. Okay. Doing a good job. Let's place one person in the storehouse. And with that, I mean, we have 8 families now. Okay, I guess I did get some of the families. Never mind. Sometimes I just get so in the zone on this building. I just don't even care. I don't care who comes or goes. Actually, the problem that you have now in the game is you get families so quickly that you can't feed all of them. And I had people die in winter for the first time in my last playthrough. Pretty crazy. So let's get the woodcutter going. So yeah, we do actually need to go kind of insane on food. And we need to go out and kill the bandits as fast as possible and get veggie plots going. So let's speed this up. Another thing that we're going to need so that we can build these plots correctly is the sawmill. And since the storehouse is right here, we can place, honestly, the sawmill right around these parts. This is good. We'll just have some like general roads for industry, kind of incorporating industry and agriculture together. Will look great. Speed this up a tad. All right, we're going to order one more ox Means I need to place another hitching post. Be surprised how much wood you use and how much of it needs to be hauled. There's a lot of projects going on. Yeah, you can see them going pretty strong. All right, and it looks like now that everyone is housed and everything's off the ground, we can place these areas here. So let's get in the housing plots over here for our early game farming. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. And this is where the Quincy's are going to go, so it's going to be small. Perfect. All right, we got these back areas here. I say we just go the distance and just, start getting things up. Oh, we got to delete these roads. The little nubs are throwing things off. And we did get our point. Oh, I see. There we go. Perfect. And those are going to be the only 2 plotters I do, and that's so that the families can quickly farm and get back to work. And I don't have to worry about micromanaging what jobs they have because their plots are so low in size, to be quite honest. But we're doing great. Like, we have pretty much everything. And this is going to be, like I said, the chicken land back here. And we're going to have the 2 granaries here. Everything is centralized, central around the granaries to reduce the amount of time they spend walking around. So here's the deal. We're going to talk about some stuff here. The small holding I don't really like. It gives you 0.2% or like 20%. So 1.2 times whatever your production is how much more you're going to get. And I don't like it. Now the Vopland is kind of cool because the small game and pelts you can only sell right now. But the main thing is it increases the minor trade rates. Now, this actually isn't that important, but the increased capacity for forage goods, like all these things together, and decreased agriculture efficiency. This could actually hurt us because our agriculture already sucks. So let's take a peek. Let's pause the game. And let's see, are we gonna, Immer? Oh, wow. Oh, wait, no, we have the best farmland in the game. I only have the 1 magic mushroom. Okay, well, that changes everything. Barley fertilities over here. Okay. So farming is most likely going to occur here, in this area over here. It could also, actually, no, I take that back. Farming's going to occur all through here, because this is close. Again, we can have additional farms and keep all of it together. This is perfect. This is really beautiful. So we don't want to do anything that's going to really hurt our agriculture. That's basically what I'm getting at. Reduced fuel consumption is actually kind of cool for some of the bigger cities, but we can easily offset that, so we're not getting too much of an advantage from any of these, so I'm not going to go with that. The Regensburg Guildsman is one of my favorites, because you get wealth from burgers plots from the beginning. So you get wealth based off burgers plots, not families now with the new patch. It also reduces the upgrade costs, and reduces salt and iron import values. And importing iron, at least, is pretty valuable. But they get kind of pissy about land tax. Increased blacksmith efficiency, clothing durability increase. This isn't going to be really an issue either. But this is consumption of all clothing goods. Sheep are more resilient at high elevation. Hunting camps gain efficiency. Trade routes are more costly, so that's not really advantageous for us. Improved stone improved armors. Efficient farming at elevation. We're not at elevation. We don't really care about cheaper animal imports. Increased mining labor speed. That's pretty cool, though. Right, that's probably one of the cooler ones, but we only have rich mushrooms. We don't have any kind of mining. So, with that said, Regensburg is the best for us. We're going to need to import our iron. It's going to start generating an additional 1 per burgers plot, and it's going to reduce upgrade costs. So that's going to be the most advantageous thing for us at this juncture. So let's keep going. Now we're going to start generating passive money, which is going to help us also get into our beginning veggies, right? But we need boards. So we're going to get the woodcutter lodge up. We're going to get the saw pit going now. And we're going to set some quotas here. So 1 person in. They capped the saw pit at 1 person because they're just having too many issues. So timber at 10. Planks at 80. Saw pit we'll keep with 2 people. And once we get 20 soldiers, which we have, we need to immediately go out and take bandit camps. Now, they also did reduce the amount of money that you get when you defeat a bandit camp. So the bandit camp is all the way over there. But we need it. We need it primarily because people are going to start starving to death. We have 12 months worth of food. Never mind. Maybe not. Maybe I've learned my lesson. Okay, so we're going to get 1 person in the woodcutter. And I don't even have to care about where they go now because of the protect resource button. It's pretty cool. 1 person in the saw pit, 1 person in the storehouse. Everybody's hunky-dory. Getting the mushrooms. And we're going to walk over to this area. And that walk is important. You don't want to deplete your stamina too fatigued to run. Okay, that's great. So we'll have them walk over there. But you can see the families are moving in rather quickly. And we are getting up this awesome area. But we want to get into veggies as fast as possible. Start using your planks to upgrade your plots. There we are. So these two guys are going to be carrots. This is going to be cabbage and the other gent. I like to sell carrots. Carrots just go for a lot. They're easy. And we're also saving up at this point too to get the church up. I like to get the church up as quick as possible. And we actually have all the resources for it. Now the church I'm going to place right here in the kind of center location. Yeah, this is a good spot for it. We'll have that coming off right there. There will be the church in the center of town. Pretty close to the marketplace. Probably put the tavern over here next to the church. But, you know, people like to go drinking after church. I don't make the rules. Okay, yeah, this looks actually pretty cool from space. And when I'm done with it, it's going to look even better. Alright, and you can see we're having to cross a lot of areas like bridges. There's eels. Wow, 372. That's an insane amount. Kind of crazy is we had to go to like the opposite side. That's the one bad thing about the lake, is we had to go all the way around. Okay, so we do have like basically no food. Or sorry, we have 10 months worth of food. We have basically no wood. I'm wondering, okay, so no wood is being gathered because they're all out in the military. So that's actually really interesting. Fire rehire. Okay, cool. I was able to rehire a family that wasn't military. It's interesting to know that too. That's kind of a bad thing. Okay, so we're gonna let them regain stamina. All right, and then we're gonna come in. I'm gonna have them go into stand your ground, and then hopefully here soon we'll get the banditos to attack us. All right, here come the banditos. We're gonna hold stand your ground in 2x2s. Didn't lose a single person. All right, they hit. Now we're gonna push forward. Beautiful. No losses. We get all that moolah. All right. So we're gonna send all that money to the nearest town. It's not always gonna be much. See, we got 126. And now we're gonna run back to town. They substantially increased how much things cost. So I want to get the biggest one with carrots I can get. So this guy right here. Boom. He's got carrots. We're gonna expand it. And then hopefully that will be bringing in food to help us with food variety here at the later stages. But more importantly, it's going to bring in food. Our population is exploding. And we're going to put 2 people in the woodcutter's family. Church is up. These plots right here were meant to go to tier 2. We need the fuel and we need meats. I'm kind of wondering why we don't have meat. It's because they're all off having war. Yeah, war is terrible. War is terrible for this right now. It's actually kind of hurting us. But we needed that money. But yeah, you can see, look how fast we're expanding the population. It's pretty insane. I'm actually going to hold off on having families. Well, maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, let's just get it going. Get them all in here. And if one family doesn't make it through the winter, that's okay. But now we have to make a lot of money. All right. And I'm just going to get the backyard extensions out because I like the way it looks. I just like the way it looks when everything comes together. Perfect. Okay, so you can see this is going to look really neat when I'm done with it. Everybody's back. Let's get him to work. Now we're getting the firewood, as you can see. But food is depleting rather quickly. We have 44. So we're getting a lot of good passive wealth from all these gents. Get the second family in every house possible. And we're missing a little bit of resources, so let's get 3 people in the logging camp. This is beautiful. All right. We also need to start getting this wood so we can upgrade the granary. Or I should say stone. All right. Look at that. Boom. Yeah, we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready. This is going to take quite a bit. I'm glad we got the 2 families in there hopefully soon. Okay. We can cut down to 1 person in the woodcutter. The trading post is awesome. Charcoal is a really good used to be good. Now it only sells for 1. They nerfed charcoal. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. Food Food reigns supreme as far as trade goes. You see with carrots, we can get 3 a pop. Pears is like 6. So yeah, we'll grow some of them. Get the double. We'll also likely sell a bit of boards. We're going to sell a bit of everything, right? We got agriculture too, so selling bread is going to be huge. We'll get all that going here. Yeah, bread definitely will be something we sell. Right, storehouse, let's upgrade that. We have our stone gatherer. Let's get a family in there. Kind of crazy how many people we have right now. Start upgrading the hitching post areas. Okay, so veggies there. Beetroots I'm going to do in the small guy here. We want to get that variety going. Every little thing of food we get, the better. Because our population is just expanding so quickly. But look at this. It is coming together. This is a nice view right here. The $1 million view right there. I wonder if in the future they're just going to get rid of everything and just have fishing hut, mushroom gatherers. I wonder if they'll just get rid of nodes at some point. Do it all. Okay. What we need over here is a boyer. So we need meat, fishes, or animal produce. So something really weird is going on over here. Okay, we are getting meat. Boy. Go to advanced. So 12. Okay, we got to put it at 10. The more animals there are, though, the faster they reproduce. Yeah, we'll put it to 10. I think all these guys back here are going to be carrots, and we're just going to mass sell carrots. So we actually don't need much more from that. I think we'll have more than enough apples to sell. We could potentially go a little crazier on apples and pears. Okay, we have enough to upgrade the granary to a large granary. Forager hut I'm going to boot down to 1 family. I have 10. This is the craziness, is I have 10 free families now. Okay. I think I kind of want to do a couple things here. We kind of like need to get the sheep farm going. So 33 sheep. So sheep and lamb now yield the same amount of meat. Essentially what you do is you get 33 sheep. You don't need more sheep than that unless you want to produce more wool. But at that rate, you'll have the perfect birth rate of 66 per year lambs. And when those are butchered, you get 2 meat per. So you get like 120 something odd meat. You get a ton of hides. It's one of the best ways to make leather is through butchering. It's not through goats. Goats are great and all, but it's much faster. So we do want to get a sheep farm and some of these things going. Honestly, one of the best places to put sheep is in the fields when you're fallowing. So what we're going to do is we have our road system back here. And I'm wondering if this little middle indent section right here is beautiful. Because I think what we can do is place farmhouse here, here, here. And I think 3 farmhouses is way overkill. Then we simply just place a road around them. That. Okay, we have our granary set up. I think what we want here is granary and 2 bakers. So I'm going to do this. I know I might be eating into some of my real estate, but it's okay. We're going to have a special granary here. So boom. The house. That's, fortunately, they don't alternate. So rye bread is a requirement for tier 3 happiness. So what we want essentially is 1 wheat and 1 rye bread. Baker, dedicated team. We're going to sell wheat bread. And we're only going to produce enough rye bread to keep the upper class happy. There we go. And then we need a windmill. Alright, I have a different idea for this now. Place the windmill right here. I have to move this over actually. Alright, look at that. Windmill. Granary. Alright, 1 house I can get in there. And 1 house I can get back here. That's cool. We'll just have another bakery off the side right here. It works perfect. Okay, yeah, it's a little interesting, but from here, this is where the magic happens. Now you can see we have a little crappy barley land, but good barley overall, and good wheat overall, rye and emmer, and we'll get more than enough barley. They increased barley production by 50% in this patch. So we're gonna build, and this is gonna be tedious, and I'm not gonna show you all of this. We're going to build out, and I found out that actually 1 Morgan does just well in the new system. I used to do 0.5s, but it gets too crazy. So we're going to do exactly 1 Morgan plots. And it's going to make our lives so much better. because we're going to use ox. Okay, and so this is going to be nice. Morgan, 1.1 Morgans is fine too. And we're going to do about one family per Morgan per year. And so not all of these are going to be on at the same time. All right, so you see what we're doing here? We're trying to keep it as symmetric as possible. The upper one, it's not easy to do. You just take your time. Not that hard, but we took some liberties here. So this one, you can see it was a bit longer, so I can't do that here. So I'm gonna have to veer from that. I tried. But what's important is we keep these all at one Morgan. Now you can see that we're about to produce an absurd amount of everything here. Okay, so I'm one shy because of the way the cookie crumbles. So I need an extra one in this area. I think what I'm going to do is actually redo this side over here. Okay, a 1.1. There we go. So now we have matching areas. And sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a gap on some spots. You can see here we could probably fit another farmhouse, which I actually think we're going to do. Because we're going to need... I prefer to have a plow per, right? So we could actually fit multiple farmhouses. So we have 12 fields. Yeah, and only 9 are going to be active at any given time, I think. So, yeah, not enough goods. That's okay. Yeah, one more would probably be a good idea, having a total of 8 farmhouses. So this is going to be perfect, right? Still have 147 mushrooms, so we didn't cut anything down. Got the burgers there. We got a central granary. We're going to have a windmill in the center. It's going to be beautiful. So our mushrooms are perfect. Animals are okay. What's important now is getting to tier 2. So we need to get... You can see that meat is becoming an issue. And there's a couple ways you can do this. Now, you can see that the requirement, it says here, is animal produce, fishes, or meats. We can go pigs, or we can go chickens. Either one's going to do it for us. This is what we're going to do over here, is build a bunch of plots. So what we're going to do is get up the first plots. Alright, 3 houses is good. Let get those guys get rolling. This is not going to be enough meat. It actually kind of sucks, wild animals. You're better off with fish, in my opinion. I think they really screwed up the wild animals. You get a lot of pelts, which we can trade. We can actually start trading pelts right now. Let's put one family in here. Pelts have no other purpose right now. You can't turn them into leather or anything, which is kind of silly. So we're going to do that. And we have 3 months worth of food. So like I said, you get to a point where food becomes an issue. Carrots. Okay. So we just need to accumulate wealth. We will be good. And I don't actually need this road anymore. Do all the houses up against the farmland. Beautiful. This is actually really cool. Looks pretty decent. I'm not going to lie, these farm fields are driving me crazy. Throw it out like that. Beautiful. Right now, we have quite a bit of families, so we're just building infrastructure. I haven't even set up which ones will be fallow, but the reason we got these up is for sheep. Because we will want to fallow. It'll also help us with fertility. So we're gonna, I think we're gonna min-max the sheep. Okay? There's one more again there. Because by min-maxing our sheep, there's one more there. And we can get a butcher, and we can do all that jazz. Alright, I feel a little bit better about that. It's a little different, but it lines up better. There we go. Okay. I can sleep tonight now. Perfect. I like it. This is looking good. This is looking real good. I do like this shot. I mean, some of these shots are all great. Yeah, we're doing fantastic outside of the whole, everybody almost starving to death thing. And I'm pretty sure someone's gonna probably starve to death. Because we're not doing too hot. Okay. So another stage of this is gonna be ox. And this part's expensive, right? Okay. So we have 6 on each side. We have 12. So we want to do these in sets of 4. So I think we're going to do these top 4, the side 4, and the right 4. So let's pause, and let's get this going. So we're going to do primarily wheat on the majority of our crops. Wheat and barley with the fallow, and that's for the sheep. And we're going to do this on sets of 4. Okay, so those 4. Now these next 4, they're going to be wheat and barley in the second and third. And that's because the way that the workers move, they'll all move together. Okay. And this guy, he's going to be rye and barley. And we're doing this, we're doing only one thing of rye in this season. Actually, let me change this up a bit. Nah, yeah, that's a bad way to do it. Okay. We're going to do wheat and barley here. Okay. We're just going to change one in each of the cycles to rye. That way, one thing of rye is being produced in every year. Okay, just one thing. So 3 wheat and 1 set of rye. And basically, we're going to have 8. Yeah, 8 fields going every year. So that's perfect. We'll have 8 ox, so all fields will be plowed at the same time. And we'll have 8 families, and that should actually be enough. 8 families, so we should have enough right now to go all in on this. But we will need to get to tier 2. And to do that, we're going to need meats. So we're kind of in a pickle here. So chickens are awesome because you just immediately start getting eggs. So I think we're going to go into chickens. We're going to kind of like mix it up. And that's the great thing now about this game is you can easily mix it up. We'll do a couple chickens, maybe do some pigs. We'll just start getting a little bit of variety coming in. And then we can get to tier 2. You can see this house over here can upgrade to tier 2. And we're going to do that because that's going to give us another +1 wealth per month per that burger's plot. Okay, track their movements. They're going to come here in a year. We should be looking for a bandit camp. There's 2 bandit camps. The Lord is actually sallying out. So we want to attempt to steal these. I don't think we're going to get our military up. I think what we're going to do is actually just hire mercenaries for our first guy. That way we can focus our money into other things. So we're going to run. What we're actually going to do is not fight. We're going to let the Lord engage. And then we're going to run in and steal it. But you can see we're getting low on food. So hopefully winter is over soon. And then the mushrooms will come in. Okay, so the mushrooms are going to be huge. We're going to get 3 families to get ready for the mushroom haul. Okay, you can see that they're about to engage. I am lagging behind. I'm a little scared. I believe in us though. Okay, the bandits are engaging the Lord. Oh, this is bad. We're just too far back. We're probably not gonna get it. Yeah, we're too far back. Oh, that sucks. But we're on track for the next one. Let's just start running over there. Well, that sucks though. We really needed that money. That's another thing too. You do need to kind of slow down and look out for that stuff. Logging camp is up pretty good. Let's keep ordering ox. I said we're gonna need 8. You can see it's like a freaking race. And this time we're right in the thick of it though. Alright. Bandits are attacking. Please, for the love of God. Oh my God. Okay. They're claiming the territory, so they automatically disappeared. Alright. We're sending this to the treasury. That gave us 98. That's enough for us to hire a mercenary. We're going to run back. And we're going to pray for a tier 2 house here in a little bit. So far, nothing. Luckily, it is a new day. And the mushrooms are coming. Alright, we're doing great. We do need to get some kind of economy going, though. Even if it sucks. Right? Firewood is a pretty good one to start selling. We're going to trade anything over 100. We're already selling the pelts for 2. Wool sells at 1. Yeah, it really is bread. That's where the money's at. We got a bit of carrots coming in now. We could start selling planks. I'm just going to. Like I said, we just need every dollar we can get. And that's what's amazing about our situation is we're getting +1 per, right? Okay, we're going to get a piggy. Goat actually wouldn't have been a bad idea. The milk is pretty powerful. You get like 4 milk. It spoils fast, but when you don't have a whole lot of meat or animal produce, it's one of the first things consumed. So they would consume it pretty quick. But look at us go. Okay, let's take a peek at the marketplace. We're going to need another individual in the storehouse. And I think we should probably get another individual over here in the large granary just to help move goods around. We have so much. Oh, look at this. We don't have enough for these back areas here, but we do have enough to get carrots going in the back here. I think we should get the carrots going so we can start trading that. Any kind of economy we can get going now is going to pay dividends. Okay. That's great. And then the fourth farmhouse is going to go right here. And we're going to upgrade all of these. We're going to have 8 ox back here for all the plows. This is perfect. All right, the stone gatherer is done. Let's destroy it. It gives us a nice little, I think I'm actually going to put apples here. A little apple orchard over here. We're going to sell apples for sure. Bad. Bad. Okay, let's try this. Yep, still bad. Trying to go for that more organic look. Okay, I have an idea. These point systems, they really want you to... You know what's kind of crazy is this actually, to me, looks better. I think we're going to do this. Chickens. It's a good spot. It looks good. It gets in a lot of houses. It fills the area. I think it's a good idea. We could put goats over there even. That gets the pop-up. Alright, let's just continue to order ox until we have enough. And yeah, oh nice. Pause real quick. So you can see that the animal produce paid off. Get all of these guys to tier 2. Beautiful. Actually, let's get every single house we can get to tier 2. Especially your farms, because it increases their pantry size. And most importantly, money. Beautiful. Okay. Well, it's not giving me the option to build fencing around them. So you're supposed to be able to build a fence around these so that the sheep can run around. We do actually just like straight up, you want to get your sheep going, like your livestock trader. You only need a little bit. You want to get that going as fast as possible. And just get some sheep in. On the sheep farm, now you gotta remember that you need your sheep farms near where you're gonna be interacting. I'm almost thinking I'm gonna place a sheep farm here. In the housing sector. Yeah. Oh wait, it's close to the fields. This is interesting. I'm not seeing... I wonder if they patched it out. This is looking good. We'll see. It will, once I get the sheep farm up, it will tell me how much room I have. This is pasture space 0 of 9. Oof. I wonder if that's based on the field. I wonder if it's already taking that into consideration. Interesting. We have 2 fields for fallow. Because if that's the case, what we need... And I actually don't mind repurposing this area now, to be quite honest. We just need to get some pasture space up. And yeah, I can get 42 on a strip like that. I know people hate that. But this gets how this game works for some reason. Is it doesn't reward actual space. It rewards this weird length. But keep in mind, we only need 33 sheep. And 30 space for 33 lambs. So we really just need... enough space for about 90 of these gents. So we won't make it look too weird, right? So that just gave us space for 94. So 44, 41, 80. Yeah, it looks like we're not getting the... It's kind of interesting. You used to be able to build these guys out. I don't think that this is working right anymore. Interesting. All right, let's just get the plows going. Continue to order our ox. Oh yeah, look at that. We're getting the money coming in. Let's get that carrot trade going. Alright, these guys are burgers too. So the boyer is coming up right now. We want, in my opinion, a blacksmith and a joiner. We need a little bit of money. The livestock trader, place 1 inside. Start buying sheep. We're just going to buy 4 sheep. We're not going to buy too many. We just want to get it going, right? So I get 1 person in the sheep farm. Pasture space 0 out of 5. Yeah, we're not getting any of the fields. So weird. Maybe it's because I don't have a farmer. Oh, trying that. All right, let's just let's get the families in here and just have them start going. I'm not going to reserve any of the ox quite yet because we don't have enough. Speed this up. Look at that. Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of money, but that's gonna be all meat production, probably pigs, to be honest. We'll do some houses over here. We got that, and we got more room. We can do houses we can do whatever we want, right? There's plenty of options, but this is looking cool. Oh, there's a bandit camp right there, and the Lord's army going at it. We might as well steal this. It's free food. Now we could definitely use that cash. Okay, bandits are coming at them. I'm gonna take this. Alright, we're sending it to the town. They severely nerfed how much you get, but it does help. They nerfed how much you get and they increased the cost of all this stuff. They wanted to make it more of an accomplishment, right? Alright, cabbage. We got this whole area down here out now. We can't afford any apples yet. That's okay. I feel like the carrot trade is gonna support us pretty well. We're gonna need to get this to tier 4 for it to be usable. We got a little bit of cash, hopefully, that we can get a sheep or two. Alright, they're doing an okay job. And we need more ox. Okay, this granary up here, let's upgrade it. Not in use yet, but you never know. Okay, bow maker. We're gonna put a production. 44 bows sounds good to me as a cap, to be quite honest. The blacksmith. For now, I want to make in tools. This gen's gonna be a joiner. So we're at a point where we need to increase the economy. How much iron do we have? We have clay 116. We have 116 iron. Yeah, let's get someone over here. Eventually I'm gonna have to start importing it, but for now we just can't afford that. I do want to get some tool production going. So let's get the bloomery going. I'm gonna put the bloomery over here. I'm also gonna put a charcoal burner right behind this spot here. Bring that into the main road system there. We'll start making charcoal to help our fuel go further, because they're at 4 months right now. Get 2 families in the woodcutter. Probably want to get a forester up right now too. But yeah, let's put a forester. Put a forester in the mix right here. Beautiful. Alright, order ourselves another ox. Yeah, building requires maintenance, so we're running out. Get that mining pit going here soon. This is beautiful. We're probably not going to get too much out of all these guys over here, but I just wanted to get them going. Oh, I see. We got to get carrots going here. Yeah, this is looking good. This is going to be awesome once I get the apples up. And that lakeside vibe to it. Okay, forester. Let's set the area for him. Beautiful. Yeah, it's not going to be enough families without the ox. Okay, the mining pit's up. Put one in the mines. One in the blooms. One in the charcoals. We're golden now. I need to get... This might be the first bakery, to be honest, because I need to get one bakery going. This gen over here, all he's going to focus on is bread. Yeah, that's all fine. No alcohols. We're going to place one family here. I am going to do a market stall just because market stalls are stupid now. And it's very, very, very easy. We don't want any crops, bread stored here. Everything else is fine by me. Even this is actually probably fine by me. I just don't want the bread or anything. We need one family in the windmill. Okay, we just need to upgrade this burgage plot now. It does not have water access, and that is my fault. We need to upgrade this well. We're going to pull a family out of the logging camp. 2 of them, in fact. We do not need them. We're doing great. Food is up. Everything is up. As long as you don't upgrade a house to tier 2, it does not consume clothing or any of that jazz. That's pretty cool. Wow, it needs maintenance. Yeah, we need to start making tools here fast. Needs maintenance. Everything needs maintenance. Yeah, our yields are going to decrease pretty substantially until we get tool production going. Alright. I got another ox. So we have a total of 8. So I think we can get away with 4. I'm going to put 4 into the first 2. We'll have to come back to the other guys. But 4 oxen is really going to help us out. And we just need to get water axe, or no, meats, fishes, animal produce. Okay. We need to start investing a little bit more money over here. Part of me is thinking that milk might be really wise as a way to get animal produce and also start producing leather. I'm kind of thinking, you know, well, let's take a peek at our environment. Our environment's actually meadow more so than woodland. We only have like a really small percentage chance, 38% for double pork. Goats might actually make sense. That now that they make milk, which is very, very recent. So you see, it provides passive yield of milk. And every third year it yields meat and hides. That's not bad. And it yields a lot of milk. The problem with milk is it spoils very quickly. Alright, but we're okay with that. We just need to get more produce into the bellies of people. Wow, look at that, 73. Oh yeah, these yields are going to be off the chain. All right, 54 turns till we're attacked. Archer. All right, we got a full thing of archers. We might not even need to summon anything. All right, the charcoal's going to go a lot further. We have enough market stalls. Perfect. Food variety is a little weak, but we'll fix that soon. Okay, and we need more people, so let's fill out this other area back here. We're getting pretty close, though, in my opinion, being perfect. These 4 families are really going to help out. We may need to start importing at some point. I don't know. Let's see, how much iron are we getting? Quite a bit. Let's get 2 families down here. Have to cart it all the way back. Now we're only... Crazy how much maintenance these things require and how much iron you need. Everything needs maintenance right now. That's the problem. We could try selling bows, but bows only go for 2 now. Unless they hotfix that, you know, the next 30 minutes too. The main thing I think we're going to start selling is carrots. So I say we sell anything over 100 carrots. And I say we buy a trade route. And put 2 families in here. That's going to help us out. Get some more money coming in. And then once we get bread production, we can start selling bread. We need to get a tavern up and a house for barley. I'm thinking about where I want to put that. Yeah, we did a number over here. We got to get the booze over to the tavern. It's not too far of a walk that this would be terribly inefficient. Not entirely ideal, but it's okay. So a tavern here. The malt right next to it. And the brewer right here. Everything will be okay. Alright, let's do it. Booze. Okay, and then over here, similar situation. I think chickens make a whole lot of sense over there. We do need a few more houses. Actually, what we need to do is get to tier 3. Tier 3 would be the wisest course of action. Where we get the families naturally. Let's see, how many sheep do we have? We got enough? Oh yeah. Got our first lot. So we'll start breeding here soon. Okay, and the banditos have arrived. Now, one of the Lord's armies is right here. My question is, do I have to fight? We will rush out. It does look like the mercenaries are charging straight at the brigands. We'll be ready for them. All right, some more chickens. That food variety going. Okay, yeah. We got a good mix of goats over here. We're just going to goat it up. I like to do a mix. It does help. Get some... We got very light meat. That's the problem. Okay. It looks like they mopped up the bandits. Yep, they got the banditos for me. We're going back to work. Alt house is up. See, what I need to do is just, you know, get my ducks in order. So malt house going. 1 person in the tavern. Upgrade that. Meat, fishes, animal produce. So that's the problem over here, is we just need more animal produce. Chickens will help with that. Okay. And it looks like we're producing tools at a good rate now. And eventually I won't need money. I don't know when that will be, but eventually I won't. These apple orchards are massive. They're 408 a pop. But they're going to make us a lot of money. Alright, we got 4 sheep. I also need to continue to order ox so that I can get this going over here. Alright. Boom, boom. I have 3 available oxen for everything else. But now I got 6 going. So that's going to help us get these fields going. The bread is really where a lot of this is at. And we just need meat and animal produce. Man. We are hurting for meats and animal produce. It's kind of crazy. Alright, get some more goats. So you last 365 days, only two milk? What the freak? Wow, 201 carrots. Okay, so we should be selling... Yeah, we got 55 carrots in there. We should be selling an insane amount of carrots right now. We bought the trade route for it. We need to assign all horsies here. We need to buy ourselves a horsey so we can start selling some of these. Yeah, we need to buy a horse so that we can make more money. We got a good thing going. Like, we have money coming in.
Alright. So, we're just going to continue to order ox. A hotfix just came out as of now that's supposed to have totally revamped trade to make it easier to mass sell bulk goods. So there were some substantial issues So the first part of this video was before that change. So I may need to start a new game, but I think we might be okay. Usually bug fixes like this do pull over. So what we should see here, if that's true, is that we start selling all of these carrots very quickly. Because we did buy a trade route for carrots, okay? We bought a route, which means someone will come to sell. And also means that our individuals can also sell. But what we need to do is buy horses. Now, I'm thinking, we got the burgage plot over here. We need to get brewer up. We got one individual in the large tavern. Everyone's doing pretty hunky-dory. We're going to stay away from tier 2 unless it makes sense. So yeah, we can see over here we have 4 sheep. And I think they took it out. You used to be able to build the pastures here. And there must have been some kind of glitch or issue. Sometimes they don't mention everything, right? Now we need to get the bread maker up as soon as possible, which means I need to get this to tier 2. You can see we need meat, fishes, or animal produce. So I'm hoping that the goats start producing. We have quite a few goats. And so we're going to rely on their milk. And then over here we have a bunch of chickens. And so we're going to get one more chicken coop up. Will give us another animal produce. And hopefully this gen over here can keep up with everything. I think he can. We have 3 families in the forger hut. We're pulling in quite a bit of mushrooms. Potentially start selling mushrooms too. But I don't feel too confident in that. Well, let's see. How much are mushrooms? They sell for 1 a pop. And I know money is pretty darn important right now if we want to start ramping up. We need about 400 per burgage plot over here. Everything here is looking great. We got 2 people mining iron ore. And we have 70 iron left. So 2 families. Yielding 12 every 30 days. So it's still pretty slow. Not like before where you could just plop in like 40 iron a month. But yeah, that will have an impact. And animal produce is the thing that hurts them. Meat, really. I would say, to be quite honest with the way that they've done things, wild animals suck now. Compared to fish, like, you get way more fish, way more meat. They nerfed wild animals too substantially. It's just really bad now. You're not really getting much. And that's okay. You know, we'll figure it out, but definitely hurts my feelings a little bit. So let's speed this up. And the next thing we need to do is get up a manor. So we're going to build a manor right here. Let's see. Can we get it up on the hill part? Yeah. Right here at the top of this hill. And let's see. Can we get the garrison? No, we cannot. We don't have enough wood. We're going to need another lumber camp at some point. Probably get a lumber camp over here. Now, I was told as long as you don't have workers in the lumber camp, it won't use tools for maintenance. So hopefully that's true. Throwing that out there. And let's do this. Because it's good to have multiple logging camps so that you're storing wood and the dry spells that you have. But yeah, we'll get another logging camp over there. We're really, really low on ox, so we do need to get more of those too. I've put too much of it into my farming. But it's going to pay dividends once I get all this running. See, they collected some of the wheat and then they stopped and they came over here. Okay. Yeah, everything is a little off right now just because we're catching up. But it's working great. You can see the rotation is pretty even. But yeah, we're not able to get the sheep on the fields anymore, it looks like. We're going to get a 3rd family into the trade post. I'm going to have to buy a horse next. Just to get the trade going, to get the money coming in. And I guess we could start selling coal. It's just kind of a lame trade. They nerfed it pretty heavily. We have 0 firewood, so we're using coal for everything right now. We've got 2 families in the woodcutter lodge, so yeah, we're going to have to hold off on that too. Work area is empty. That's okay. And we'll let him build up the manor. For the blacksmith, I think we're going to switch to iron parts. And we're going to start producing crossbows for a little bit. 30 over here. And we want to cap production to like 14. That's fine with me. So we're taking the iron we have. We're gonna have to start importing iron, but I think it's worth it to get a crossbow unit, personally. What's gonna be funny is eventually we're gonna have just an insane economy. Everything's gonna start racing. We're getting close. We need to get some money. They definitely have made it so much harder to get to this stage. But they've also increased the value of agriculture to be one of the best trade items. So I can see why they have so difficult to, you know, get everything now. Otherwise, you would just breeze. Look at that. We cleared all those carrots. We cleared all of them. 322. So they did fix trade finally. I still think you're going to want to limit yourself to one trade hub. What I've been told is they're going to overhaul the entire system in a future patch. So for now, stick to the one trade hub, but you should be selling the... You should be going through stacks now. So now we just made that 322. We're going to concentrate on the carrot economy and get those guys going right there. Carrots are life. And over here, we're going to do a Quincy. That'll help us get some fruit. And yeah, we're just having a hell of a time getting meats and animal produce, which is really surprising. And it's not going to go away. So let's come up to our tab here. Go to our... I'm waiting. I cannot wait till we get more development points. Let's go to resources, and let's go to food. And let's go to the past 12 months. So chicken, we produce 6. Small game, we produce 49. A little bit of there. We're going to have to get a butcher up and start killing the sheep here soon. 32 eggs, 12 milk. So they were supposed to produce 4 milk, I thought, like every month. And I may be dead wrong on that. Dead wrong. I'm regretting this pretty significantly. And I'm going to take an L here because the Great Goat Society did not pan out. That's all I can say. We tried to make a beautiful place where all the goats could roam. Okay, there it goes. There's a little bit of animal produce. I think, of course, when I delete it and then it throws all the milk into the system, I think like the milk got thrown into the system there. But it's not for everybody. We don't have enough. I think we're gonna go with pigs, because pigs are just like perfect. I think goats produce every 2 months actually. It's like 4 milk every 2 months. But these guys are gonna produce about 2 meat every month, and it's gonna be a little bit more consistent. So let's just go all piggies. I think that's going to be great. And then I can get this guy over here to tier 2 and turn him into a baker. That's kind of holding us back right now. Alright, 52. That's wonderful. We're going to have so much money. Okay. So we're going to order 1 horse for this area. We do have a spot behind here where we can place that. And they also patched it so that horses, ox, and all that will locate themselves closer to the jobs that they're doing, where they're, you know, tethered, like the trade post. So the horses should all be back here. They also patched it so that there was an issue if someone was petting a horse, they would not go off on a trade mission, so it overrides that. So there were all these things that were hanging up the trade that are now gone. So you should see a lot more money coming in from what you're trading. Yeah, so you can see we're going up. We're going to the moon right now. This is beautiful. Okay, I think we're good. We're going to get 1 more family in the granary. We just need more people running resources. And I'm pretty sure we needed it. We're doing pretty good. We have mushrooms and carrots. We definitely need more meat. So if I were to roll this map, I would say the perfect thing to get is fish. I think fish are OP now. Berries and all that jazz. Pretty easy, because it's foraged goods and vegetables, right? So vegetables can be replicated. Meat can't be replicated at scale. Grain, though, you're going to need both types of bread for tier 3. So just keep that in mind. And we're getting a good sheep population. That's just why I like to get it going early, so that when I need it, it's there. Got 289 carrots. We just got a big old haul of carrots coming in. We got ourselves... Ooh, nice. We got ourselves a camp right next to us. So we got 20... Ooh. We're going to get rid of the archers. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. 33. Okay. So now we're going to go back over to that blacksmith and the boiler shop. I'm going to go back to... Well, no, we can just leave it on crossbows because it will produce any more crossbows that we have. We're going to go back to tool production here. Okay. And this guy, I'm pretty sure we were going to make him boiler, but I might have to rethink that. We'll get our gents out for war. We gotta be kind of careful. Crossbows and our knights. Our retinue should make mincemeat out of this camp. Oh, there's another camp over there. So it looks like they're coming out to try to get those camps. We're gonna hit the camps first. We have the military. I don't need to steal anymore. But I do need to get everybody into position. Okay, let's pause real quick. Sometimes there's no banditos on the camp. This is one of those situations. Run in. Give it to the town. And then we're going to move over here. Make sure they're not running. Want to make sure they have full stamina. Okay, so we just got 314. So can we do anything? Let's we can do Quincy's. So let's start. Do apples there. Let's start the Quincy's. We want to get some kind of fruit coming in because that will help us reduce our meat consumption. That's kind of the main thing right now is I need to start producing multiple types of goods to reduce meat consumption. So the Quincy's will help out. And Quincy's will be ready in 2 years. Alright, get our men in order. Okay, there are actually banditos here. Oh, his men are moving in. Okay. I am gonna steal this because they're so close. And I'll just use my retinue to steal. And that way I can get my men back to work. Alright, they took the bait. Hopefully we can do it in time. There we go. Nice. Send it to the nearest town. 111 wealth gain. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to move everyone back. And that sets me up at 316. We're getting close. We need 438 for the apples. I'm going to get the apples up next. Got a ton of carrots, which is fantastic. I'm making enough of all the other goods that we just, are consuming the beetroots and the cabbage. Bread production. Bread coming in is really going to reduce meat consumption. So that's going to be huge for us too. And we're getting real close. Okay. And it's funny. Yeah, we're going to trade these carrots. Got one guy out. Yield none. Yeah, we're going to trade these carrots, and that's probably going to fund our apples. You can see the city is definitely coming together. It's looking sharp. Boom. Look at that. And we'll get the hooch production going on here soon. Alright, it's spreading. The meat is definitely spreading. But it's going to hit all of these houses that are closest first. Gonna hit this guy last. But I think with all the meat we're producing, we should be in good shape. So there's actually a trick we can use. A temporary trick, right? I can say overhunt the animals real quick. And then switch it back. But that should give me enough meat to upgrade this guy. We just need a baker. We need to get a baker pretty fast, in fact. Because the bread is definitely a good trade item. And it will also feed everybody. There we go. So let's see if that works. Oh, we got this guy down here. So that's our brewer. So we're going to be able to get the ale coming in now. Okay, we got 539. So let's get apples going now. Get ourselves another ox to help out with the construction. Alright, we got the Burger's Plot level 2 here. So that's straight up a brewer. We got the alcohol production now. Amazing, with all these chickens, we are still having problems. You can see a lot of the chicken eggs are in the house. So that's not good. Alright, so all the barley and all that's there. We're going to place a 4th granary worker. There we go. Now we got the meat. Because, yeah, the chicken eggs are sitting in the pantry, so we need more workers. Alright. Kind of wish that you could set individually who does stalls instead of doing every single person. Be nice to have some families doing stalls and some not. Okay. And the trees don't magically appear anymore. They actually have to go plant them. So, just FYI. I don't think my plan worked to overhunt them. I think it will, but we need to wait. Let's see. Yeah, they have nothing in the pantry here. But we're going to boot that back up to 10. 1. There's milk. Yeah, unfortunately, from the goats, only one of them had milk, so that's good. Part of me is wondering if I should just upgrade this guy right here to tier 2 and get rid of the pig. I think I'm gonna just have to. Because if I can get the bread in, it's gonna reduce meat consumption and thus allow me to upgrade these things. So let's just upgrade this to tier 2, get rid of the pig, and turn it into a bakery. We can always switch it back to a pig later, but we're just not able to get enough produce right now. Got 11 sheep. Look at all that wheat and barley that we have. It's beautiful. 38 wool. Eventually we're going to get a butcher up. You know what? I think I'm actually going to turn this gent right here into a butcher. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot for a butcher. Once we hit 35 sheep, sorry, 33 sheep. That's all we need to hit maximum reproduction rate. And then you just slaughter all the lambs. And you get the same amount of meat, same amount of hides. And the wool off those 33 should be sufficient for the population. If it's not, we can jack up the sheep population until we get to that perfect equilibrium of wool. Look at that. Look at all that flour, all that malt. We're in business. And we should have the brewer going now. There we go. We got ale coming in. Entertainment supply is going up. This is beautiful. Alright, tier 2 over here. So we're just going to change this. I'm actually going to destroy it. Because there's like glitches sometimes when you switch, right? So let's just destroy it proper. And then turn it into a bakery. And I think we're going to take the family of the logging camp here. Place them over here. Ooh, that didn't work. We have too little. Okay, let's take one family of the woodcutter. We have plenty of food. Oh, wow. We still need more people. Fun, fun stuff. Alright, the tavern is doing okay. He's gonna be swimming in no time. Let's check out the mining pit. We've got all the iron. Okay. Gonna demolish that. Unfortunately, we do... Oh, wow. 374. Okay, yeah. We're making bank now. So pairs. Okay, so we've purchased everything. This is the best part. Okay, and we got the meat. So now we can go to tier 2 here. Beautiful. And we go to tier 2 on all of these plots, which we should absolutely do. We need to be above 80% approval, I think, to get passive income from Burgage plots level 2. You only get Burgage level... Yeah, you have to be... I think it's above 80%. So we got to get that up. We're missing out on a lot of money from not having that. I actually failed to recognize that change, and I was talking to someone about that yesterday. Alright, so wheat bread. So they did change it, so now it says 1 to 4. It's like I was talking about last time. You make more in the bakery than you do the communal oven. You only need 2 of them for rye bread, but we don't need to make rye bread yet. But the amount of bread that we were about to make is biblical. Alright, wild animals are back up. Yeah, I hate wild animals now. Probably like the worst thing you can get until they make them useful again. They nerfed it a little too heavy. And we should be taxing, but we're not going to tax quite yet. How many plots do I have? 29. So we could do 10 more plots pretty easy right now. Alright, we have all these gents over here. They got lots of meats. We're going to need a granary just for running goods. That's why I told you to make space for 2. Alright, let's get that second granary up. This isn't going to be for market stalls. It's going to be just for running food, so we'll probably fine-tune this real quick because we have too many granary stalls as it is, and we need to start. What's cool is now that we've built everything, we're at a really good stage, right? So I'm gonna set an import. Well, we have 49 tools. Okay, I'm gonna set. Well, let's just forget that for now. We're just gonna import raw iron. Pretty expensive, but we're not gonna buy a trade route. We're just gonna have 10 on us at any time. And let's look at our food. So wheat bread. We're going to sell bread. And we're going to sell anything over 100 that we have. We're going to buy a route. We're going to buy another horsey. So now it's about to get real, okay? It is about to get real. We're going to make some serious coin. We no longer need money. And we can make more crossbowmen. Alright, so garments and church access. So there's a couple ways we can do things. We do have clay right here. 116, which is pretty sufficient for what we need to do. So we're going to get a clay furnace up. I'm going to place it back here. And we're going to get a little mine up right here. Connect the roads to the areas here. Beautiful. We're also going to need some mortar. So let's import 10 of that. And we're going to get probably to a point where we want to build a stone manor, right? You got to make a stone manor. Not be a manor lord without stone manors. But it's real expensive. Plus 10 for foreign imports. You almost, like, to be honest, you almost want to settle another region that has, like, the quarry, like, right here. This is perfect. If we took this and we traded stone, that would be so much smarter than what I'm doing. So I think what we're actually going to do is start a second little colony over here. Right now, we have 610. I need 1,000 influence to take this realm. I jumped the gun. And we can get that. If you get above 80 approval, you also get influence bonuses. Passive influence. So if we take this bandit camp over here, actually, we'll get a little bit of influence from killing the bandit. Go do that. You can see we're doing a fantastic job now. Alright, so we got the bakery potential here. We have one individual here. I am going to put one person here. No market stall. Let's actually do 2. Let's pull back 2 here. And upgrade that. So now we have 2 families completely dedicated to running. We have more than enough granary supply. Let's jump up here, but we should not be running. And let's see if there are hungry banditos. Oh, there's no hungry banditos. That actually sucks because I wanted the influence. We gotta be careful about that. But we need to take that region. Because stone is just going to cost us too much. And we can just dedicate that entire region to stone. So, let's put it into the treasury, actually. I don't think money is going to be too much of an issue. And we technically could probably afford not to take this region. I think it's smart to do it. And everyone back. So I think we're going to have to do, unfortunately, a food tithe, which I hate doing. Because it takes so much food. But let's just get to 1,000 approval. Because it will cost 2,000 approval for us to take a region that's already claimed. Right now it's cheap, right? We have ale out the wazoo-ish coming in. Let's just put the overstock so they're always moving it. We're a little crazy over here because we're not too efficient, but it's alright. Everyone back to work. Alright, 1 person in the clay furnace. 1 person in the mining pit. And so what we're doing here is we're getting prepped to upgrade the wood church. We need 20 dress stone. This building here is going to be one of the most important buildings in the entire build. And I think we can fit it right here. And we're actually going to want, potentially, multiples. But for now, we'll just do 1. Stonemason. We have nobody to build, so we're going to have to pull... I'm going to pull 1 family. Yeah, every time it upgrades, it does that. I'm going to pull 1 family out. He's collecting bread. He's just going to collect any and everything. He's just basically a runner. Got 14 sheep. Oof, that's a lot of barley. Yeah, we're doing great. And the money's rolling in now. This is wonderful. All right. Continue to get... It actually looks like six up here is great. So we're getting like 100 a pop. 71 wheat, 74 rye, 7 wheat. Yeah, this is amazing. So remember, each one of these wheat is 4 bread, right? So 150 times 4. It's like 600 bread right there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's per year. Yeah, we're going to be making a fortune. We actually don't need that stone. We're going to be making an absolute fortune here. So now you're going to see the build actually come into fruition. It takes a little bit to build up to this point. But I would say probably that selling bread is absurd, simply because of how much you can produce. You got to play to your region's strength, and that's what we're doing here. Okay, so we're importing, hopefully, some raw stone. Tavern is at 6%. I think we're having a weird issue. Are the brewery people actually working? Transporting, getting fuel supplies. They have 8 ale here. It seems like the biggest issue is logistics. Like, we just don't have enough runners. You can see this guy is actually really helping out. There's a lot of foods. We need to get more families and granaries. Unfortunately, what we're going to need are more houses. And I'm trying to think where to build that. Where would make the most sense? Got granary here, granary there. Thinking right here. And we're just going to eyeball it. There we go, 3 more. Get 3 more families in here. And then hopefully we can start getting tier 3 houses up once I get the church going. It looks like we just need the 10 clay tiles. And the 10 polished stone. Alright, so we're importing the mortar. And now we can import... Yeah, we'll just do that for now. Stonemason's not going quite yet. I'm going to wait till I get one of the houses up to pop him up. We're at 94% food variety now. This is great. So tier 2 up here. Okay, cool. I might turn this guy here, the level 2, I might turn him into a butcher since he's close to everything. I'm going to leave all the guys here at tier 1. We're going to step up our game. And I think I'm just going to start importing across the board. Here we go. There we are. We're just going to get as many sheep going as possible. And whatever population I hit, I'm just going to cap it there. And then we'll kill all the lambs. Maybe we'll get to like 60 sheep so we can get some more wool. That'll be good for us. And we need clothing now if we want to hit our variety bonuses. So that's why we're at 78%. Getting the church up will get us above 80%. But right now we need the dressed stone. Alright, so we have enough clay. So we're going to turn off the clay furnace. We're good there. And it is all just dressed stone. So we'll get 1 family into the stonemason. Okay, we got the pears going back here. Looks like the pear trees did not plant. That's a weird looking animation. I'm just going to let it be. It will catch up. Sometimes you have that problem, right? Oh, there they are. They're just really, really small. Alright, cool. So we're importing a lot. We have a lot of money. We're at 1.1 thousand now. So we're going to turn off the food tithe. We're actually going to turn on the land tithe since we're not even close to 80% quite yet. Screw it. And we're going to go take this region. The cheaper the stone we can get, the better, right? Like this is just going to be a quarry town. We have fish and berries and large deposits of stone and clay. So we can ship stone and clay. We're going to claim the zone with influence. We don't even actually really need an army for this part. But it makes me feel pretty, I guess. I don't know. Our large tavern is at 76%. Things are going good for us. I honestly like to put 2 people in the tavern to make sure that the alcohol is being transported quickly. And then over here, we're going to do chickens. I think chickens would be a good touch. Get that animal produce. I know we actually need a lot of meat, but potentially at some point I will need to import meat as well. Or just get better food variety. All right, we're building up our treasury so we can expand our retinue. And then, okay, so Hangstress is ours. There we go. And we need good names. So this main area is called Perfectus. And over here, this is just going to be called the Stuff Givers. Because that's all they're going to be doing, is giving us stuff. And now what we need to do is never build in winter. Learn that the hard way. Never build in winter. Oh boy. So many problems when you do that. Okay. So we're in August. We're going to get up a settlers camp right here. And I would love... Oh, we need more money? Okay. Eventually we'll be able to actually choose the village type. Well, 20 lumber, all this is enough, but I would love to start with everything, right? So let's wait a sec. Get 500 regional wealth here. I'm gonna send these gents back. Now, what I do actually like to do is keep my retinue and corner maps in case the bandits pop out, because they'll just immediately start burning everything. And we have like an absurd amount of money right now. It's actually kind of interesting. Alright, we got the chickens going. This is great. 1,000 food. So we are selling the bread. You can see that. Let's go to trade. And you can see in the last 30 days, we've sold a lot of carrots. 45 carrots. The current year, 71 bread. So we're making a fortune off carrots and bread. And the iron is not costing us much. Mortar was a one-time thing. Stone mason. I think we're ready to upgrade the church here momentarily. We just need 20 shape stone. Or dress stone. We have 0. What's going on here? Okay. It looks like it's just taking a bit for the rough stone to get here. That's okay. We might wait to build this region till after winter. So let's just wait. Let's collect our, money in the treasury. I want to make sure that we're building that out correctly. Everything's great now. This is the best stage of the game. Get another ox. Get a 4th family in the trade post. More horsies here soon. We have a lot of rye flour. Good amount of barley. Feel like they're not doing... And you can see the ox do come out to help. They'll pick up stuff to help bring it back, it looks like. So the ox are like pretty essential to this farming. Yeah, they're using the ox to pick stuff up. Perfect. We definitely want to get more ox. Okay, so let's get 2 more ox in here. I think that's going to help out tremendously. And you can see that we have 6 ox for all other tasks. That's great. We're at 17 and 94. Okay, perfect. Technically speaking, we can have up to 90 sheep and just immediately slaughter all the lambs. So that's a lot of wool. We need to get a spinner up at some point. So we're doing great. The large storehouse over here is at 667. I think what I would like to do is just straight up get rid of the livestock trader now. Get a road here. And get up another storehouse. We're going to need a lot of room. And then we also just want to get up a weaver's workshop. And we only need 1 now. They finally made it so we don't have to have sweatshops. And that's beautiful. So just 1 weaver. But we are going to need a tailor. And I think the tailor is just going to be this house over here. It only has to walk a little bit of a distance. Storehouse is right there, so. First plot level 2. Yeah, we're just going to immediately turn this into a tailor. And I think we can start producing clothing now. So let's get a weaver in here. And it will just convert everything. This tailor up. Start making clothing out of wool. Get a swoosh. A second family into the large granary here to help move goods around. There's just so much food. Upgrade that hitching post there. Beautiful. I'm thinking we could probably get away with 2 families in the forager hut now. And I think I'm going to put the second family into the sheep farm to help get wool. Trader is perfect. Let's order another horse. Yeah, I don't think we need to order any more sheep or any of that jazz. We're doing great. Okay, Taylor is up. Let's just come over here and make sure that it is making clothing from wool. It wasn't. It was on linen. Now clothing production is going to accelerate, and we only have so many tier 2 houses. But that could help us get our approval up. We're at 418. Once we hit the money that I was looking for, I'll turn the taxes down. Yeah, we're making a fortune over here. Great. All right, we have 320 mushrooms. Let's export anything over 150. I think we're going to buy a trade route for that too. These things all add up. A crossbows sell for quite a bit. Crossbows might actually be worth it. Right now we're exporting firewood, and that was kind of silly. Let's stop that. But we can export charcoal. We can export anything over 200. And we can buy a route for that. Not a whole lot of money, but it adds up. All these things add up. It's going to make it easier to use one trade post to sell a lot more goods, I think. Oh, crap. Trader transporting carrots. He's just chilling there. There he goes. Okay. Alright, all of our trees are going. This is great. Oh, no. We do not have enough stable space. We need to go through and upgrade. We might lose a gent if I don't. Let's just build out a couple more spots. No biggie. The church is ready to upgrade. We're going to turn off the stonemason now. Actually, let's keep that stonemason going. Let's just keep him going in the background, right? Build up that stone for our castle later, because we'll thank ourselves for that. And at the beginning of next year, we'll build up our stone region and start importing. Clay furnace. Okay. Tier 3 houses are going to be coming on pretty soon. So once I get the church upgraded and I get clothing... Oh, wow. For some reason, it already gave us Tier 2 church access just hitting the upgrade button. Pretty sure that's not how it's supposed to work. But I'll take it. And then, yeah, once I get some clothing going, we're in good shape. Alright, we got the yarn going. We got the tailoring. And boots are consumed every year versus 6 months, what I'm told. We'll look into that a little bit. Beautiful. Oh, wow, we just had a 250 sale. Yeah, we got the 500 we need. We can get that 750 even better, right? Okay, this is the moment of truth. Actually, unfortunately, I'm going to take out the stonemason just for a sec. I want to get the mining pit and the clay tiles going. Because that's what we need. And I'll take the forester out for now. Not really doing a great job. Have him build up that church for us. Okay, let's take everyone out of the forager hut. Let's just get this thing built real quick. I don't tend to like to micromanage things, but sometimes you gotta. Get some more families helping out over here. There we go. Now we're getting it done. And we still have 1,000 food. Let's take a peek. 332 carrots. We're not selling carrots fast enough. We're selling the bread pretty quickly. 37 eggs. Meat, we're barely keeping up with. Once I get the apples and the pears coming in, that will lower the consumption of all goods. So that's good. Another peaceful day. This is a great little spot right here, actually. I like this. This is awesome. Okay, last piece, but boom. And we got 250 influence from building the tier 2 church. So let's get the 2 families back in the forager hut. Money's coming in strong. This is great. Okay, tier 3, here we come. Alright, we're there. We're actually at tier 3. I like to get the tailor to tier 3. I think 2 families in the tailor makes a whole lot of sense. The other gents, I don't like to do that way. We definitely want to get all of our farm plots up. More families on here, the less you have to micromanage this stuff, because they can quickly just come in and harvest and go do what they do. You definitely don't, I think, want these families working on the farm plots, but as you can see, my yields are great. So, the baker, I definitely want 2 families in the baker. And then over here, we're going to need to start producing rye bread, so let's get that other bakery up. There goes my family. I'm going to pull... Okay. I'm going to pull clay furnace and mining production temporarily while we do this. But we're about to get a bunch of families coming in, so that's beautiful. And I'm hoping we can get above 80%, so let's lower the taxes. Lowering the taxes is, ironically, potentially going to increase the taxes because we're going to get above 80%, get +1 for tier 2 burgers. But we're getting the +1 for the tier 3 stage. That's pretty good. There we go. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. All right, it's a new dawn. So let's do this. I'm also going to show you guys how to get up. Pretty cool little trait down. No, not a siege camp. Settlers camp. Right here. And we can go the whole distance. Plentiful. Alright, so what we want to do is get this guy kind of full up. Wow, we're really broke. We just want someone out here so they don't instantly start burning things to the ground. Okay, so a couple of things. We're going to just get up a very basic city. And we don't have to play around too much. So I'm just going to eyeball these plots right here. These are going to be veggie plots, right? And then these are going to be like chickens. A bunch of chickens. Beautiful. We got enough going on right there. Oh, let's get up another hitching post. Slash 4 of them. We're going to get up logging camp. Going to get the storehouse up. I think the storehouse should... Yeah, actually, let's switch positions here. The logging camp should come over next to this. Because realistically, this is where we're going to have our trade everything. So storehouse here. Trading post right here. And we'll have all this just kind of connected, right? Little trifecta. Get the roads up around all this. There we go. Got ourselves a nice little base over here. The most important thing we need right now, though, is food. So we'll get him up right over here.
That axe really needs some sharpening.
And that leads me to believe that this is an ideal location for a granary. Not enough goods? Okay, we need wood. We need to make sure that this logging camp over here is one of the first things that we get up. Buy a couple logs. Here we go. This is beautiful. Okay, with a logging camp getting up, we can start getting more wood. We should have all the houses we need. I'll just have you guys stand over here. Okay, logging camp up. Put 3 families in. Get to work. And we're going to need some plank production. We need 2 logs for that. Get the saw pit up right over here. Yeah, you can see another thing that they put into the game is they fell the nearest tree, and they also drag the nearest tree. So that's why you're seeing your people being far more productive in the early stages of the game. Alright. Fishing hut needs to get up next. And this place is just going to be completely focused on stonemason. It's the whole intent of this place, but we need to get the fishing hut up. Alright, we're making good progress. Alright, get a family into the fishing hut. Let's get up a granary now, right here. Behind it, we can get up a market stall area. Don't need too many. And a well. Nice, right behind it. Perfect. So this is it. This is the community, and all they're going to do is get me iron. The fishies. Got some berries back there. Got some clay. We could definitely send clay. I don't really care too much about the clay, to be honest. I mean, it's more workable. It's just 1 mining. But it's just one extra thing. Okay. The banditos just attacked us. We should just immediately rally all of our gents. And I think we need to switch back to producing more crossbows. I have 0. Yeah, so we're going to switch to iron part production and crossbows. And now we need to figure out where the banditos are coming from. Okay, they're coming from over here. Perfect. We actually don't have too many men. So we do need to be smart about this. Alright, let's get in position. I'm gonna get archer. We do have bows, so I'm gonna get some archers into the mix. They die, they die. Oh, I feel. Right, here come the banditos. Oh yeah, look at that. The families are coming in. They're pouring in now. We can start getting some level 3 burgers plots here pretty darn soon on this side. We're doing great. The brewer, I also think should be tier 3, but I've noticed some like weird glitches. So the baker over here is up now, and we want to make sure it's making rye bread. It is. Now we have rye bread production. Nice, 130. We might start selling that too. But we should definitely get more crossbow units. Okay, let's come back over here. I'm kind of concerned about everyone dying. The valid concern. Granary up. Get this down to 1 person in the logging camp. Got 1 person fishing. Get 1 person here. I don't know if I set up... Okay, the storehouse is here. So 1 family storehouse. We just got our new family. Trade post. Alright. Saw pit right here. In the middle of everything. And... for the quarry... Not enough goods. Quarry, we're going to do 2 quarries down. Every quarry you place down increases collapse chance. So just something to... Oh, shit. They went through the woods. Okay, well, this isn't good. Alright, so what we're going to do is call, like, a bait-and-switch tactic here. We're going to hide ourselves out over here. And we're going to lure them using this gent here. This is a lot of people attacking me. I don't know if I can actually take this, but we'll find out. Alright, so we gotta dangle. We gotta dangle the bait. Gotta get... Okay, these guys aren't gonna get in position. This is kind of weird. They're not moving towards me. They're moving towards the city. I don't like it. Alright, let's order an ox. I'm just gonna keep building though. That's all I know how to do. Alright, let's speed this up. Alright, now they're coming towards me. Oh, that's kind of cool. They're coming one at a time. They're kind of dumb. Alright. Oh, shit. They're coming out of the woodworks. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, they came out of the woodworks on us. This isn't good. We're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a tussle. Alright, well, I think we got these guys in the bag. I'm gonna hit them with both sides. I'm gonna have my archers concentrate on this unit over here. There we go. We can start pelting him as he comes in. Pretty sure we can take care of this band right here. We got kind of lucky because they kind of separated themselves. Here we go. This is going to hurt them pretty bad. Yeah, we just tore them in half. Alright, have our melee units come in and engage. Beautiful. Alright, that's what I like to see. Alright, now have our archers focus fire these gents over here. I think there's one more. I'm pretty sure there was 4 of them. Alright, yeah, they didn't stand a chance. There's the last guy. Let's just go for it. Everybody all in. he's dead. Didn't stand a chance. Okay, well, everybody can go home now except for the retinue. Okay. Beautiful. Everybody gets back to work. Saw pit has been completed. We're going to put that into play. Production limit, let's do 100 for now. And now we can start getting some stuff out. Let's make sure we're doubling up top here. We don't need too many people. This is just going to be a small little town. And it's going to focus on the most important thing, like I said, which is stonemasonry. But let's see if it makes any sense. Proofs, yeah, the stonemason, 30%. So we could just export the stone. Reduce castle. It would actually make sense to build the castle here. Improve stone gathering speed. All the above. Decrease labor speed for hunting and fishing. Okay, this makes sense. This makes a whole lot of sense because we have fishing here. This is a good one for us. So this one worker over here is going to bring in more fish. Everybody wins. All right, we're at 100%. And now that I have... Nice. Yeah, let's get up some basic farming. And the chickens may flourish here. All right, we're going to go all in on the chickens here. This is going to be huge. Between the chickens, the fish, and everything, this is going to be a pretty self-sustained colony. Perfection. Okay, so now we just need a little bit of cash. We don't have any money here. So we're going to sell stone to ourselves. The trade post. Let's get one family in there. Okay. We've done it, my friends. So we're going to export, and we're not going to allow foreign trade. We don't have any desired surplus. No regional trade partner available. Okay. That's a lie. Go to the trade post over here. There we are. No regional trade partner available. Not true. Alright, let's buy a route. And let's... Now we're buying it at 4 instead of like whatever, like that 14, right? And let's get up the mines. Okay, so we're going to have 2 quarries, and it's going to have an impact. Okay. Now the second thing we need to do is important, which is... I don't think we're going to do tier 2 houses here, because then I don't have to worry about it like a plethora of things, right? We're going to get a... Oh, yeah. Goods. We need to get a wood cutter. Get 2 people in the logging camp here. Okay, get the woodcutter up here in a second. Pretty cool having all the eggs right next to the granary. I think it's going to help out. Okay, we got 2 quarries. Actually, you know what? We're just going to delete 1 quarry. It's overkill. I think 4 workers is going to be in it. Well, we'll find out. If we need more, we can increase it. All right, well is there. We want to get some Jesus up in here. Yeah, there we go. Need a little bit more goods. Let's get 3 people in the logging camp. That wood coming in. Here we are. Road tool right there. This is beautiful. All right, woodcutter's ready to go. Get that firewood going. Pull back 1 family in the logging camp. Got the trade post up. Nice. Upgrade the storehouse. There we go. Now we got the regional trade up. I think we just need the building. We need to get this going, and we need to get the stonemason guy over here going. And there's going to be no limit on what the stonemason guy can do. And we're going to put 2 families into that. We're importing. Purchase another horsey. Hopefully we can get that horsey over here soon. Got the sheep flourishing in the background. Put 1 gent back into the forester hut. We got this extra storehouse here. Let's put 1 worker in it. Get it going. Got the clay furnace going. 1 worker there. 1 worker there. Keep doing the clay. We have plenty of okay, pause the game real quick. We got all this opportunity for tier 3 housing now. More families. It's 2 per plot, so that's pretty big. This is going to bring in a lot of workers for us. All right, yeah, clay tiles is holding us back. Beautiful. This is what it's all about. And I like this. I actually like not getting everything to tier 3. I like having the differentiations, right? You know, you have your pig farmers, your undesirables side of town. No. Okay, so the burger spot over here is prime. And we're going to do a baker over here. And I'm going to switch out the bakery over here for probably a butcher. No, we have this guy over here. No, we don't have this guy over here for a butcher anymore. Right, we're making clothing. But of our tier 3 houses, you can see we just need boots now. So we do need to get this into slaughtering, okay? And we also need to get ourselves a tannery and a bootmaker. Okay. Okay. So tannery here. And we're going to need some more artisan houses, I've decided. We're just going to get up 3 of them right here. Backside. I like it. Here we go. That'll be great. Nice little bustling town. Alright, let's go back over to our secondary city. We're getting it up. We need more workers. Actually, quite a bit of workers. So, I think what we're going to do is get up some houses on this side. Right? We can do quite a few. There we go. Those guys going. And we'll get some money coming in here shortly. Yeah, once I start transporting out all this stone, that's when the game is going to pick up for us. We can start building our castle. Alright. And then over here, we did start producing more crossbowmen. Okay. We're going to let that grow. 2 crossbowmen is kind of all you need. Nice. Pause real quick. Get up the farmers to tier 3. And we're not going to need too many boots. That's pretty neat. Alright. So this guy is going on wheat. He is going on rye. Which means that this house over here... Oh no. Oh no, I did not know that. Well, maybe we do need multiple bakeries. I don't know. Oh boy. We can't cancel it out. Alright. We're gonna destroy this building. Alright, we're destroying this plot. I'm sorry. Sorry, person who lived there. We just don't need it. Alright, we'll get up another plot here. And I think these gents over here, once we can get them up, that'll make a good place for some stuff. Yeah, we probably should have done a butcher over there, but that's okay. You know, we can still do... What we'll probably do is trade this chicken out for a butcher. Get this guy to tier 2, make him a butcher. I think that's a good idea. We have 44 sheep. Let's check this out. We have 19 sheep and 27 lambs. So we have 2,700. I really want to get us to that 33 sheep. So we can figure this out. There's actually an easy way to do this. Let's get the butcher going. We need the meat. And I'm pretty sure we're producing, yeah, 150 ale. We might have to start selling ale. 1 wool, no yarn. Okay, that's not going to work. Let's get a livestock trader. I'm just going to get it up over here on the backside. And look at us go. Okay. Well, I'm going to put 2 more families into the large granary here. You can see there's a lot of goods that need to be moved. I'm honestly a little intimidated by how much money we're making. The manor over here, we're going to once again reduce the taxes to 4%. Just want to get us above that 80% threshold up there. Looks like we actually do need a granary stall, so let's take 1 out here, put it here instead. Another way we can get that up. Beautiful. Okay, we got this guy going. Let's get him into pigs. Some meat. Alright, here's the butcher. So the butcher can make From sheep and lambs, 2 muttons, 1 hide. Now we need to set a reserve. And the reserve for me, honestly, is going to be... You need only 33. 33 sheep, kill all the lambs. That's ideal. But I want wool. So what I want is this. I want enough lambs that they can grow into sheep. Eventually I'm going to reduce the lambs to 0. But right now you can see that my population is 14 lambs, 18 sheep, right? So let's get our sheep up to 80. We never kill... We only kill the sheep if they go above 80. And we kill pretty much all the lambs. That's the way we're going to do it. Sausage I can see now being insanely valuable. Because you're doubling your meat and you're just importing salt. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, over here we have 5 families. Let's get the stone flowing. Get this economy over here going. I think we're doing great. Food is a little iffy, but the chickens are definitely keeping us alive. And we can get the church up. Get the church up over here, actually. That will help out a lot. Alright, let's get the logging camp down to 1 family. Now we got 4 people in the quarry. This is beautiful. Alright, we've done it. Now here's a problem. 3 months of fuel. Okay. We're just gonna simply stop trading charcoal. That was probably a dumb idea. I bought a trade route for nothing. It's fine. Let's stop that. It's too much. Alright, we got the weaver going. We got the saw pit over here. Get ourselves another ox. Woodcutter, I'm going to put 2 families in for the time being. And pretty much every house that I wanted to be tier 3 is. We could definitely go with the big... I mean, the more population, the better. To a large extent. More people for the army. We have 0 crossbows free. Alright, so the bowyer is making crossbows. The blacksmith is making iron parts that we need. Trade post is full. Still waiting on... I don't know why the horses aren't showing up. That kind of sucks. Alright, cool. We're importing stone, which means that we're probably making some cash over here now. We got 30. That's a good amount. We need to get the veggies up over here. We also can sell... so I'm not selling stone outward, but rubble, right? We can sell that. We're going to have a bunch of it. We'll sell anything over 20. I'm going to establish a route. When you establish a route, an outside person will come to buy it. So there you go. We just got 10, right? That will give us another income source. We want to get the veggies up as fast as possible. We also want to get into pigs. These pigs are expensive. They're 25 a pop. I want to get the veggies first before I get pigs, though. 99 on that, and beetroot 66. Okay. Once this church is up, that's going to help out a lot. You can see the chain gain is going pretty strong. These poor people. You would assume they're prisoners. All right, nice. We got 24 tools. Yeah, we're gonna have to start producing our own tools at some point. Yeah, so that's gonna be the problem too. Is we need a little bit of industry over here. So smithy. I don't want to dedicate a whole house to it because I want to alternate. And there we go. Bloomery, and let's do charcoal. Right over here too. Charcoal is just really worth it, in my opinion. We only have 3 free families. I think, personally, we can get away with a little bit more here. We'll build 3 more houses. There we go. 3 more families ought to do it, and we can put them into goats or something. Alright, so smithy, bloomery, just to have that option. We need to start importing iron at some point. Okay, the church is up. Above 71% here. Beautiful. We're saving a lot of money. Tavern's at 100% entertainment. Alright, the butcher's going strong. We did get the livestock trader up. But I don't know if putting multiple people in does anything. For sheep, though, I'm just going to buy sheep like crazy. I'll buy lambs, too. I'll buy anything. Actually, no, let's not buy lambs. Let's not buy lambs at all. Let's just buy full-grown sheep. Horses will import. The oxen will import. Let's not worry about ox. I just want to kind of... Let's just purely focus on the sheep. I've bought a few horses already, and I think they're getting glitched out somewhere. Let's buy another. Okay, the stuff givers are running out of food, and that's unacceptable. So let's go over to the berries. I'll put the berry guy right down here. Get a little bit easier for the granary worker to get there. Definitely need to get up the veggies and beetroots. And then we definitely need to get up all of the meats. Well, we don't really need meats too much with the fish, but you know what? Everything helps, right? There we go. Yeah, chickens. The win. You know what actually might work? How many plots do I have? 15. Maybe what we do here is a little bit of a hybrid action. Where I make some kind of longish plots, right? For just a little bit of produce. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just a little bit. They're really expensive, so let's make some small plots. Get a little bit of variety. It won't take them long to farm all that stuff, so they, you know, they won't be a huge detriment. Let's get one person on the forager hut up here. Alright, yeah, let's just get that food variety going. They're going strong in the quarry. Yield last year was, wow, in the last 30 days, 42 and 42. That is really good, actually. That is a lot. That's a lot of money. Yeah, we should actually be, like, drowning in cash here pretty shortly. So we got these two guys going. And these are the smallest fields I could ever imagine. I don't know why I did double burgage plots here. I guess I just really wanted more families. Alright, royal tax increase. We definitely need to go back down and get a full retinue. Oh, nice. We got... Alright, let's get a third crossbow unit. Alright. Undo you, and then let's build this up. Ba-boom. Alright, I'll upgrade a few of them. Getting them as strong as possible. Not really too afraid to not pay my taxes right now. I'm sure in the future they'll probably attack you if you don't. And I'm praying for an upgrade all button in the future. Alright, we're on the last gents. We upgraded everybody though. So we have a very powerful unit here. Alright. So we'll just keep them over here guarding. 1 month worth of food. Alright. You can see, look how cheap it is. Only 60. Alright, Quincy's. We'll do pears over here for 90. Now this is not going to yield much. Like maybe 10 or 20. But it all adds up. Alright, let's upgrade the well here. Let's upgrade the granary here. Definitely want to upgrade everything possible. Yeah, that rubble stone is going to make us a fortune, actually. Okay, yeah, we'll double up the pop on these guys. Double burgage plots are great. You don't make as much money, but they're great for population, right? Right, chickens. I think between like the chickens and everything, we're going to be swimming in some food here shortly. We got pork, we got eggs, we got a lot of stuff coming in. And we got the fishies. And the fishies are definitely going to keep us in business. Foragers going to work. Okay. I feel like this is strong enough over here of a little town that it's going to feed everything we need over here. We have 14 workers because of the tier 3. I'm going to boot up 2 more workers into the farmhouse. I don't think I need to do that, but I'm going to. And then I'm going to completely go peek on this large granary here. We just never have to think again. And let's get 3 families in the large storehouse here. Let's just really dial it in. Okay, now the leather maker over here. The tannery, I should say. And we need to upgrade all these guys to tier 2 right here. And get the boot maker up next. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, you can see that we're doing fantastic now. A lot of these trees are finally starting to come in. We're at 1.3 thousand food. We could probably start selling cabbage. The crazy thing is I'm actually doing so well now that I don't even need to sell anything. But let's sell cabbage. We don't need 266 cabbages rotting. Let's do it. Import is 14. Export is 4. There we go. Make sure I'm exporting everything. What's the rye bread situation like? Rye bread, 172. Alright, let's export everything over 120. Export 3. Beautiful. Okay, and we have 4 horsies now. Perfect. Oh, this is beautiful. And we got the guy back here. Okay. So over here, what we want to do is get up a cobbler. I think we're going to get one goat. Just one goat. Getting that passive is pretty important. We don't need too many boots either. We have all the tier 3s I think we need. But yeah, I really do like this. Your cities aren't just all tier 3 houses now. It's not really wise to do that. You can. I've done it. But you don't need to. Unless you want the extra families. Alright, we're going to boot these guys to tier 2 because we can. Alright, so you see we're at 87%. So now you see we get +1 passive income for level 2 and 3. You have to be above 80% in order to hit that now. And now we get the 2 monthly migration as well. Which we don't need, but it's there. Okay, we'll continue to make crossbows. Blacksmith's going to switch back to tools. Alright, the stuff givers are growing. I'm going to do some goats over here, I think. And right here we can do pears. Now the next goal is getting up a manor. And well, I mean, technically speaking, we can do a lot of cool stuff here. So let's just do a manor right here. And get up that too. Then I can get my own retinue over here. It might make sense actually to get the stonemason here too. And make everything here. Order an ox and boot up to a small stable. Alright, bloomery and smithy are a go. I'm just going to cap production at 20. And cap production here at 20s because we're importing everything. We have 20 tools. I mean, we could technically just import tools, but I kind of like to make all that stuff. Let's import iron up to 20. Not going to buy a route. We're exporting rough stone. Establish a route. We're exporting everything over 40. I think we're going to need a second quarry. But now we're producing our own tools over here. We have a manor. Dang, we got that up fast. Huh. Yeah, construction costs are lower. Much nicer over here. Alright, we have 116 dress. Alright, let's start. So I like, you can kind of see the circles, right? I'm going to kind of follow the circles. So the inner area is going to be wood. Yeah, this is actually kind of cool. Not enough goods. Okay, we need more boards. Alright, we need to increase our board production. I always forget about that. You're going to need like about 200 boards. So let's go over to the saw pit. And let's just go crazy over here. 400 boards. Same thing over here. Just type it in. Alright, yeah. 400. Reserve 10. Perfect. Always like to keep a little wood for expansion. But yeah, we'll have plenty of people to start stone production over here. And we definitely want to upgrade these to tier 2. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay. Food and everything is coming in strong. Charcoal production's in play. We may need to do this. It looks like I'm not sure if you need to do anything special with the quarry now. Workers extract rough stone and rubble. Stone from the underground of rich stone deposits. Okay. Yeah. So this is it. They'll just keep going. Beautiful. I still feel like we need to, yeah, you can see the rubble stone. Rough stone, 159. Okay. We're not buying enough of it. That's fine. Might as well start producing our own, too. I don't know why I put the stonemason over there. That was actually kind of dumb. Put the stonemason right here next to everything. Destroy this. Sending this guy home. We have our own now. Let's recruit. Alright. Yeah, so now we don't have to have a guy there anymore. We can just summon our own jet. Help defend the lands. We're sitting pretty strong now. If we do get attacked by the big lord here, who owns everything, he will attack us soon. But he'll lose. We're too powerful for him. We're far too powerful. We have an army. Okay. And what's great is we can boot this up to a 10% land tax. Yeah, we're at 89% over here, so let's boot this guy up to a 10% land tax. Oh boy, what are they all doing over here? That was weird. We're all just chilling over there. And soon we'll have, yeah, you see we have 75 mutton. I think he's already started. 80 and 14. Yeah, we're killing all the lambs. That's what's happening. That's cool. We're getting a lot of good stuff. We have 174 clothing. Way more than enough. We could get some... We could go to tier 2 on, like, these guys here. To get a little bit more money per turn. Why not, right? We got a lot of clothing. I could start selling the clothing, too. I'm just gonna get those guys to tier 2. Nice. It looks like we're selling, like, everything perfectly. Got lots of mutton, got lots of mushrooms, making lots of money. Can't pay our taxes quite yet because I've been spending everything. Oh, we got the cob. Okay, he's just gonna make unlimited shoes. These guys over here, I don't know what we're gonna do with them. Yeah, honey doesn't. Well, honey and wax don't do anything right now. They kind of took it out of the game. It doesn't even look like you're getting that 10% bonus. I don't see anything saying you get the 10% bonus anymore either. No, it says wilding and apiation. My bad. You can see the benefits. Pollination. So, yeah, they get benefits from pollination. Okay. You know what? Screw it. Let's get that 10% bonus. You get 2%. You're supposed to get 2% per. That's like a 4% boost on all of this stuff, so that's cool. Now let's come over to our little town over here. I don't think we're going to actually need a quarry bigger than what we got. Yeah, we're doing great. We're kind of deforesting everything, but I'm not too intimidated by that. Tier 2 on this burger's plot. Beautiful. Alright. Things are looking good for us. Food's going through the roof. Insane amount of rough stone. Definitely need to get 2 people in the stonemason here. Alright, I think we're going to try one more time. Well, first and foremost, actually, get the road out. Like this. Oh, we do not have enough logs for, like, everything. Okay. So, let's get 3 families here. And let's get 2 families over here. And let's build out a bunch of storage. There we go. Definitely gonna need a few more ox, I think. Yeah, this is looking sharp. I kind of like the trees in the middle of everything. The fruit tree should start bearing an insane amount here soon. Got 1.6, holy cow. 500 carrots. Why are we not trading our carrots? Oh, they're sitting there. Alright, we're at 100% food variety and general goods, which means we have the boots. You can see at tier 3 is pretty easy now. It's 2 types of meats. 2 types of grain, so you have to make rye bread. 2 types of foraged or vegetables. Animal produce or fruits. Fruits are easier. Tier 2 church. Booze, water, clothing, shoes, and of course fuel. And you come over here, you can see, well, it says 49 days. Maybe it is every 6. No, it's supposed to be. Okay, clothes, you can see it says twice a year. Shoes says yearly, and food it says monthly. So it tells you. Okay, yeah. So shoes are only once a year. They did a great job. I love that. That's perfect. That's a good balance. It's easy to hit tier 3. We're probably producing more shoes than we know what to do with. Yeah, so here we go. Current effect +4, 2% per apiary. Apiary production time decreased by amount equal to the meadow environment, 46%. And we can't do anything with this honey. All we can do is sell it. And they, as of the last patch, they're minor trade routes now, so you don't have to buy a trade route to sell them. Yeah, you see that. So we'll export everything. We're not going to buy trade routes, but anyone coming by can purchase it. Okay. We're doing pretty decent over here with the sheep. We have 38 sheep, 14 lambs. Every time we get a new... So we're at 33 sheep, which means they're basically slaughtering every new lamb that is produced. And the lambs that we have will grow to be sheep eventually. So we're producing a lot of... Yeah, look at that. 43 mutton. The leather production off that, you can see 1 hide, 25 wool. We need more sheep for sure. And we'll get there. We're ordering them via Amazon or something. I don't know where we get them. This is looking good. It's looking clean. And we're doing really decent over here for food. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 18. We'll get about 18 per probably of each type of fruit. Now we'll all kind of level out. It's another way to get some money. But the taxes, you can see we're bringing in more than enough now. And over here, we're doing great. We have 133 dressed stone already. It's actually kind of crazy how much easier it is to build a castle over here. So let's just do it, right? Get the road tool out. I'm going to have it kind of go like that. And like that. Okay, we're just going to have it kind of go cleanly like this. I think I'm actually going to get rid of this road here. It's just weirding it out. Okay, and this is a very, very simple castle. This is kind of interesting the way that it did this. Trying to attach a wall. Keep that down. Let's get rid of it real quick. It was weird. Oh, that's kind of neat. You can see they added a staircase to get up into it. Alright, there's something really strange going on. I think you need to make this just like one piece. Yeah, now it doesn't connect right. That's good though. Okay, we fixed it. I like the dragging abilities. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we got ourselves a decent little castle. We just need... Ooh, 10 mortar. Wow, it's so cheap to build castles now when you have this perk. Okay. Let's import that mortar. I'm gonna import like 40, and we're gonna buy a trade route. That's awesome. Let's get a horsey. Let's get 2 people in here. We have more than enough stone coming out. I don't really need the clay, like I said. Alright, let's come over here and see what we need. For this guy, I want to follow... We're going to do stone, but we're going to follow everything. And I think... Let's see if we can do this right. Work in progress. So it would have been nice if you could just start with the main structure, right? But you can't. I also forgot to place the towers so that they could get onto the wall. So I'll have to go back and do that too. Okay. Now they're having a problem with this. Line it up. Let's try this one more time. Go. Alright. We did it. Okay, cool. Because I created that as one piece. That's kind of the way to do it too, I think. Alright. I have an idea now. There we go. Drag it in that mode. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay, so this is how you do it. This is how you make these castles. There's still some, you know, tweaks. And when you put these outers, be really careful to make sure you upgrade them. Okay. I definitely want to upgrade these guys. I should have done that. So, you know, it's a little loopy, but it goes with the terrain. I like it. It's a nice little round castle on the lakeside. So we need a little bit of wood, 2 5 boards, 245 stone, and 30 mortar. Okay. So we're gonna come over here. We're gonna boot this up to 30. We're gonna stop exporting boards. Didn't realize I was doing that. We're gonna import to 230. And we're only gonna buy local. And we're gonna start exporting over here. Yeah, we might as well. Anything over like 2. Okay. So once we establish those routes, we'll be able to do that. And here's the moment of truth. Did they fix it? So we need to place an outer tower and upgrade it and commit. And we don't have any of that stuff. Okay. Oh, we haven't committed yet. Perfect. Kind of knowing everything that we know now, I say we destroy it all and redo it. So that's the trick. The trick is this. The only problem is, yeah, you need to hold control and scroll down in order to get rid of the rounded edge. Okay. And it gets a little weird, but we can upgrade that. So yeah, you want to do it as one piece. One piece like this. Okay, then you can build it. Then you can come over here and you can start touching stuff. Alright, it likes this shape. And I don't know why, and I don't like this shape. Yeah, it's interesting is if I click on it after doing all the things that I do, it just reverts it to this weirdness. This is actually kind of cool if I can get it to work right. It's having an issue with one little piece here. Oh, that's cool. They did a better job of fixing things. There's definitely some room for improvement here, though. Okay, we've done it. We've gotten it as good as it can get. Alright. Upgrade you and you. 2 towers. Upgrade gents in the middle. All we need is 21 mortar. Perfect. Okay. Let's get that mortar coming in. Over the trade shop. Alright, we've gotten it. Alright, we just need to let them do it. 5 families over there. Got 1 family over here. Alright, it wasn't that much wood. Mostly boards. Mostly stone. Yeah, not bad. This is actually much more doable than it used to be. I'm actually going to need another storehouse because we have so much stuff. Man, those stonemasons are just pumping out that stone. This is actually a gold mine. If I were to sell this to the AI, I think the quarry might be one of the better ones. Unlimited stone. Okay, got storehouse here. Put 1 family in here and bump this up too. Alright, nice. And we got a little bit of food coming in now from all sources. Over here, we need to get these goats coming in. I just need a little bit of money. We're going to set our wood reserve to 14 because we need 12 wood for the castle. Over here, we need 17. Okay, we have 37. All we're waiting on now is a little bit of stone, and we can start on this guy. We should have that roughly soon. And I'm going to export shape stone once I get some of these guys going. I'm also gonna... I think I'm gonna turn on just trade for everything now. Yeah, even this... Okay, Rebelstone we were already doing. They're just not going fast enough for me. What's the livestock here? Okay. Make sure we get some more horsies in here. Maybe a third family. We just need to get that money coming in. Alright, there we go. Horsey. Beautiful. This is perfect. Just a little bit more stone. We're good to go. Okay, I think we're good on the logging camps. We're going to boot that down to one family. I just realized we're probably producing too many tools. Let's boot tool production down to 25. Decrease our import of iron. Alright, we need to set a slab limit of 20. There we go. Perfect. Alright, I think we're at a really good crossroads here. We're exporting a large portion of the foods we make. We're making lots of money. Clothing is starting to get kind of absurd, and I'm kind of okay with it. Got 13 shoes. That's perfect. We have just the right amount of alcohol production. Nice. Yeah, we got a good agricultural thing going on over there. 11 months worth of food and 30 months worth of fuel. Growing very impatient. We bought a trade route for mortar, and we're not getting anything. I think it's... And we have plenty of money. So a guy should be coming. I don't know if he got stuck. It does happen. We could just make our own mortar. Yeah, it's just... Let's just make our own. This isn't working. Typically, just... It's pretty easy to import it. And I'm, you know, slightly impatient sometimes, so... Import it, but, yeah, okay. Look at this. We got enough. Let's do this. We've committed. So now we no longer need the stonemason families. We just need everybody producing. Got 5 families. They're going to go over there and help build that up slowly. I think we can actually even take this family out of the logging camp. It's a bit of a jaunt. I believe in them. You can see that we're bringing lots of ox, but look how many... It's just insane amount of boards, insane amount of stone, a little bit of mortar. Not a crazy amount of mortar. Alright, let's get that lime kiln going. Get him busting out. Now the stonemason's doing an amazing job. And we'll continue to trade. And let's order another horsey. Exporting quite a bit. Do 243. How much do I need for this guy? Oh, we have it. There we go. Committed. Now we don't need this gen over here in the lime. We can export as much as I want. We're in good shape. Beautiful. Where can I take families away from? That's not going to have a massive impact. Not really a lot of places I can take from. Are we at 100%? No. We're going to need another family in the granary. I think I'm going to take someone out of the charcoal, just because we have so much charcoal and firewood with like 3 years. Let's take one family out of the quarry, since we have so much of it, and we're not selling all of it. That gives me 4 families to help build up this manor here. And we got 6 families over here. So yeah, you can see that they have to bring it all in kind of like one thing at a time. Then they got to build it, and that takes time too. You want as many families as you possibly can get. So the woodcutter, we cannot take from him. He's doing a perfect job right now. Ah, the clay furnace. That is one place we can take from. The mining pit, we take from there. Alright, that gives us 8 families. Doing a clean sweep right now. Everything's looking great. We got the one granary over here focused on moving goods. Got the farmhouses. We got insane amount of sheep. Let's check that out. 50 sheep, 14 lambs. You can see we're making an insane amount of mutton. We're getting... This is the way to get hides, in my opinion, versus goats. Goats do help, but you need the sheep for the clothing. So you can see with just a little bit of sheep, we're producing all the clothes we need. We're getting meat, which we needed. And you only need 33 sheep to hit 66 lambs born per year, which is the cap, okay? So you do not need a whole lot of sheep. You should pretty much be doing it in every little town, too, even this one. And you just need one butcher. And that's meat, that's hides. You can sell the hides if you don't want to, you know, worry about making leather and shoes. You convert it to leather and sell the leather. A lot of good stuff. All right, we got the stone well there. Perfect. And there we go. 14 months food, 33 fuel. We're doing great. And we're already at 51% over here. Not bad. They have all the resources in. They're just building it up. Wonder if they help with the logistics here. It does seem like they're moving a bit faster than they used to. And that's really nice because it does take considerable effort to build these things. You can see the majority of it is just hauling in all the stone one by one, especially because of the distance from where it's all stored over here. And they don't use carts. The builders don't use carts. They're really trying to get their hours. You know, it could take them 4 hours. They're like, let's take 14 days to do this. They must charge by the hour. You're just checking out the scenery. This is awesome. Right, yeah, and they do have a decreased construction time over here. I keep forgetting that. It was also closer to the warehouse. It's like right outside the door. Okay, so the saw pit does not need to be 400 boards anymore. Oh crap, we got banditos. Now where did them banditos come from? Okay, so that's the thing about these banditos is they just pop out of nowhere. So one retinue here, the whole army. We have more than enough to take anything that comes at us. Alright, we gotta pause real quick. Get enemies spotted. Oh, they're right here. Okay, perfect. Get our men in position. Our crossbowmen are going to make mincemeat out of these gents. Oh yeah, they don't stand a chance. Here they come. Got a trader coming into town. Oh yeah, crossbowmen are already going to work. Volley fire. Going to eviscerate these guys. Oof, they didn't even make it past the gate. Here we go. Another volley fire. Broken. Yeah, they're not even hitting the... I feel bad for my soldiers. They're looking forward to a fight, and it did not come. This is why crossbowmen are absurdly OP. You literally can just get 5 crossbowmen and not have to ever worry about any army. There we go. Everybody can go back to work. It was an easy raid. That was a lot of men not building my awesome castle, too, so it makes me sad. This is going to take the longest part. Alright. We've almost got all the goods over here. Yeah, they're bringing them in one by one. This is why it's important to liquidate as many jobs as you possibly can. I'm going to pull these guys back to 2 because they were doing just fine. 2 more families is like, I think at least the guys will haul stuff sometime. Let's see. Yeah, no, everybody helps out. So that's 6 people hauling. And that's a big difference. It's also 6 people building. These yields are awesome. We're doing pretty well with just these 1 Morgan plots. And I'm really glad that they kind of made it so that the 1 Morgan plots are ideal again instead of the 0.5s. It reduces the headache of setting up farming for me tremendously. Alright, 77%. 74%. Kind of interesting. They're actually taking a bit longer. Might need to get a few more families out here. Pull one of the families out of the trade. Pull one of the families out of the quarry. We have plenty of money. We have 7,000 in our coffers. 2 full retinue. Well, almost full. There we go. Now we're full. I'm just keeping them out in case the banditos come back. There we go. 74%. We got 2 families there. Over here we have 10 families working. The families do make a substantial difference, especially when everything's brought over. At that point, they just sit over there and build. Royal tax increase. Still very manageable for us. We're getting close, 90%. In the second town, we're at 91%. We're making good progress. For some reason it's saying, you know, people might freeze to death. I think it's the retinue. They said they removed the families because it was causing issues from the keep. But I don't see it. I think it's still in the game. I know the families aren't there, but for some reason the bug is. But you can see we're making an absolute fortune off of our economy. It does take them quite a bit of time. Get these castles up. They're worth it. They're actually really, really valuable if you do get attacked, because you can defend from them, and they're pretty much impossible to break through. Keep saying not enough pasture space, so I did add an extra pasture up here. We're getting kind of close. See, we have 80 sheep and 14 lamb. And just an absurd amount of mutton. Not bad. Let's see, we have 1 hide, no leather. We're making the perfect amount. 173 wool. Wow. 47 shoes, 260 clothing. So I could put another person into the weaver, but we don't need to. We have so much clothing. Here we are, 96% over here. And 96, 95 over here. Nice. Already got the gatehouse up. Looking sharp. Not bad. Looking good from the lakeside. Alright, we're finally getting some of those wall pieces up. Oh yeah, look at that. Almost 100%. Here we go. About to pop. 100%.
Hey, you! No slacking
Like
off.
how they quickly build up the last parts. All the towers. There's tower 1. Here's tower 2. We'll have a full castle. Ba-boom. Look at that. Now let's see if they can get up in it. Cool. The stairwell works. There's still, you know, some pathing issues, but for the most part, look at that. That's sharp. They were all able to get up into it. Give ourselves a mighty little castle in our second town. Coming over here. We're almost ready for this castle too. We're at 99%, which means it's about to go the distance. We should start seeing, once it hits 100, that's when you'll start seeing the animations proc. There we go. Getting up them towers. This is gonna look so cool when it's finally done. We get the bird's eye view, but boom, that is awesome. So let's bring in our archers and see if everything works here. And these guys get up here. So yeah, building your castle in one piece is definitely the way to do it. All right, yeah, this is great. There's still some issues with the pathing, but it does seem like they do figure it out, like eventually, right? And they can go around the whole circle here. But look at that. This is great. This is perfect. Thank you guys so much for following along and watching this far into the video. We built out something truly awesome. I appreciate everyone watching. Special shout out to my patrons and my members. Everyone have a good rest of your day.